Hi.
Hi guys. Mummy's life in Z. The wind got to Mummy's here. It was really windy out there, wasn't it?
Yeah. It didn't even make me go fast.
No.
You're not off those crutches yet? No?
Why would she be off them?
Still on those crutches, Celine. Right. How's it doing, Mum?
Feeling a lot of pain. She's had a bit of a vomiting thing. I wasn't sure whether it was a bug or a pain, but I think it's a bug.
She's sleeping okay?
Are you sleeping alright?
Are you tired?
No.
Is she waking up and disturbing you?
Well, she doesn't come in to disturb me, but
That's what I look for. That's the good sign. She's
No.
sleeping right. And she's going to school right, enjoying school and all this.
yeah, well, she does all the normal stuff there.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned about using these crutches and the sling. She doesn't need that really. The X-rays are beautiful. The beautiful abduction is really forming well. My concern is she's going to get lots of weakness in that hip. She doesn't start walking on it.
But she's still in the fragmentation stage.
No, she's not. No, she's starting to consolidate there. And she actually hasn't fragmented at all. She's actually in the stage where she's starting to heal.
So it's starting to rebuild.
Yeah. So
But I thought-
so long as she's the trouble is this: you've got to get a balance between function and so she doesn't lose the muscles and start getting stiff and so on and so forth. That versus the healing of it. That's why we follow them up, and you can see the healing process. This is the one taken in November, isn't it? It was in November. It's really very recently.
It was only yesterday.
Which looks really impressive, really. So see, there is, certainly there's a little subcontinental fracture there, but it's not collapsing like I thought it would. The abduction films are really good. So it'd be nice for her to start taking some, even with the crutches, taking weight on it and walking with her so she can movement, established movement. Is she using full things? She's moving her legs around, doing any swimming or doing any of those things?
Well, she's not swimming, but she hasn't been using her crutches all the time.
Right. Good. So when do you use it?
Whenever I can remind her.
Let's have a look. Let's see how it moves, eh? Can you walk without using your crutches? Just slip off your other footwear. Let's see how walk with the interlude in that.
Just walk normally.
Just walk slowly. Don't need to rush. Take your time. Let's climb up on the bed for me, please. You don't hop up when you wake up first thing in the morning. Do you use your crutches?
Not really.
Not really. Good girl. Does she mind you back? Does she take anything for the pain on a regular basis?
She's taking ibuprofen and paracetamol.
Regularly, or just when she needs it?
Well, she's meant to take it about 3 times a day. She only really takes it about 2.
Does she need it? You think?
She does in the evenings, yeah. The morning's more of a preventative before school.
Can you bring this leg up for me? Let your leg go floppy. Excellent. But now fixed flexion, which means you will now have vertical. It will be very good. Excellent abduction over there. So girl, come on up. You're doing well. Very well. I think you should just start slowly weaning yourself off the crutches. I don't want really high impact activities, but using that sling all the time is, in my opinion, unnecessary. There's potential to just cause further weakness to it.
She uses a scooter a lot. I don't like her using it, but she runs this up and
She
down.
doesn't complain of pain after she's used it. She enjoys using it.
Do you feel pain after it?
Was it good?
Use your voice.
Yes, it feels good.
It feels alright when you use the scooter? Which foot do you push up on? On the left one or the right one?
Which one's the one on the ground and which one's the one on the scooter?
The one on the ground.
Which foot do you have on the scooter?
This one.
So you're pushing off with your Perthes leg.
Have you observed that? Seen what she does?
Oh, I hear and see her racing up and down, but I don't really check which leg she's doing.
She may do it interchangeably. She may find that one leg gets a bit tired and then she may swap around.
Is that what
Maybe
you
that's why
do?
she can't decide which one it is.
I always need it on this one, the one on the scooter.
Okay, so the one on the ground is your other foot.
It's a good sign when she's loading it and she's using it. That's a good sign. So from my perspective, as I said, Mum, I think the more she starts getting movement from it and functions, and so the muscles are strong, it'll be good for her to do that. I don't want her to play any high impact activities like jumping activities, but just simply walking, swimming, not just walking without the crutches is perfectly fine. I'm not going to do any harm doing that, but it'll strengthen the muscles, give her balance, and give her strength and so on. Right? She's already doing that to an extent with the scooter thing anyway. Right? So the forces that you do when you push off like that is quite significant. And she's obviously coping with that. Examining her, she's very, very good. She's an excellent range of motion. And so really, there's nothing to be alarmed about the way she's living at the moment.
Okay.
So what we just need to keep a close watch on and see her every few months and just check to see what things going on. How old is she now?
She turns 7 in a couple of weeks.
Good. That's the good thing, is that she's young enough for her prognosis is a lot better than if she was older, from the point of view of remodeling and so on. Okay.
Okay.
So let me see you back again, please, in about 4 months' time, roughly. And when will you be 8? When did you turn 7 years old? Celine?
She turns 7 in December.
You will turn 7 in December?
Yeah, in a couple of weeks.
Oh, right, happy birthday. Because she's only 16. Right.
Hmm.
I will see you back again sometime around Easter. Is that right? Or April, thereabouts? March, April, something like that?
Okay.
Catch up with
Can
you.
I grab a quick snap of the...
Yeah, we'll go for it.
Sorry. You don't really get a decent one when you're in the X-ray room.
Okay, that's fine. Who's your family doctor?
The one in Waipawa.
No, please on Celine Swanepoel to Charles Carney, Waipawa. Her hospital number is Sierra X-ray Delta 9974. I reviewed Celine today. She's nearly 7 years old now, and by and large is doing well as far as the right hip is concerned. She certainly does have also the normal physical height. The subchondral fracture is present, but she abducts widely. She's well contained, and the basic hip joint itself looks very satisfactory, notwithstanding the widening of the metatarsus stop in the paragraph. From a clinical point of view, she has no fixed flexion. She has flexes very freely to past 90 degrees. Abduction is to 40 degrees, and she's very comfortable while rotating hip and flexion stop in the paragraph. No permissive solution in major issues, and I would strongly advise that she start back to walking without her walking aids. But clearly she must avoid any high impact activities such as running and jumping. Stop. I'm happy for her to swim and cycle if she wishes, and I'll note that she does use the, what do you call it, scooter?
Scooter, yeah.
The scooter, and on discussion she appears to push off with the affected side, which is very encouraging. Stop. In paragraph, I'd like to see Celine again in about 4 months' time with an X-ray arrival. Stop. In paragraph, many thanks sincerely. Right. I'll give you the form just like we did last time. So you just do exactly what you did. Will that work out all right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot easier having an X-ray the day before.
Absolutely. It's easier for all of us when you don't sit around and wait. And
Just out of curiosity, how many Perthes children do you see?
I see all the Perthes children that come into Hawke's Bay. I've been seeing as many. They vary. As you know, the incidence is not as high as you might think, but it's probably out there in the community. And I've seen, over the years, I've seen hundreds, but in terms of a year, it's probably no more than 8 or 9.
Okay.
At least not that many in a year.
Oh, I didn't realise there were so many in Hawke's Bay.
Oh yeah, there are just little pockets here and there, and some are worse than others. And mostly they're males actually. Interestingly.
Yeah, I know. I saw that on the research.
Yeah.
It's mostly males.
I don't see that many children.
1 out of 4 is only a girl.
Right. So Usually, the interesting thing when females present, they often do so quite late. I'm not quite sure why, but most of the children, male females that I've seen present when they're 8 or 9 years old, and boys didn't seem to present. It's just maybe it's just the way it's turned out, but that's just a trend that I've noticed.
Okay. Now, I know in the support group there is a risk of siblings getting it as well, and I've got a son as well as a second daughter.
Mhm.
The son turns 3 shortly. What do I need to watch for him?
Pretty much the same thing, which is basically pain and limp that develops.
Because he's gotten into a really clumsy stage at the moment. He's falling over a lot.
Mhm.
That's not something I need to watch
Well, you just,
for,
I think
is
when
it?
he's not being observed, or when you're just observing him casually, just see how he walks in normal circumstances. He's not being clumsy, in other words, just normal walking as opposed to running. 3-year-olds are very clumsy. They don't. In fact, he's now getting to the point where they're starting to get the adult type of walking and getting the strength in their abductors and their hips to do that.
Okay.
Until then, they are pretty clumsy, and boys more so than others, depending on how much active they are, how big they are, and
He's
how well
massive.
developed they are. And
He's
that's one
massive.
of the
He's a
things.
very tall 3.
And
Well,
that's one-
he's not even 3 yet, but
Right,
he's...
and that's one of the things about them. If they're really big, they tend to be a little bit more clumsy than others. You know, they just don't be able to, that's what happens. So in itself, clumsiness is not an indication of
Okay.
any pathology or anything to worry about. However, on the background of a family history, obviously you want to make some close observations. It's interesting, I've seen, as I said, hundreds of Perthes, but I'd say the odd family connection with them. So although there is, and you've probably known in your own research, the genetics of it hasn't really been elucidated, and there's probably for want of a better word, a mutation somewhere that causes this, if it is related to that, causes something like that. So it's really been not that clear. It's not that dominant transmission. So it doesn't mean to say that there's a very high chance of your children getting it. There's a higher than if they didn't have a sibling. But it's not as high as you might think, like if like hemophilia or something, where it's a very 1 in 3 sort of chance.
Okay.
All right. I think the key thing is observation, to see if they develop pretty much along the lines of Celine, and suddenly develop pain and limp after activity, and it needs to be investigated if that's the case.
All right.
So we know all right, Celine, here's your X-ray number. We'll come on through and organise the thing for you. I'll see you in about 4 months.
Yeah. Okay. Put your foot in. Use your crutches.
Do you have any questions for me? No? Any other questions?
No, I think.
Celine, do you have any questions? You're going to have some good holiday?
Mm-hmm.
Have a nice Christmas?
Yeah.
Good. I'll see you in the new year. All right?
All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
See you later.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching!
Please don't forget to like, comment and share. Bye!